Hi there, welcome to Shine Tech's YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to go through histology multiple choice questions on the female reproductive system. So let's start by looking at question 1. So question 1 reads, what are the developing gametes called? A. Oogenesis, B. Ovary, C. Ovulation, D. Oocyte, E. Ova. So what are the developing gametes called? The developing gametes are called oocytes. The correct answer is D. Oogenesis is simply gametogenesis in female. Production of gametes in female is called oogenesis. And ovary is an organ which is responsible for production of gametes. Ovulation is simply the release of a mature oocyte, and ova is a mature oocyte. The correct answer for question 1 is oocyte. Oocyte is the developing gamete. Question 2. What is the inner part of the ovary? A. Follicle, B. Germinal epithelium, C. Medulla, D. Tunica albuginea, E. Cortex. So what is the inner part of the ovary? So the ovary has some layers and parts. Okay, so the outer layer covering, which is covering the ovary, which is the epithelium layer, is called the germinal epithelium. Then from there, underneath the germinal epithelium, we have the tunica albuginea. Then after that, the ovary has two parts. It has the cortex and the medulla. So the cortex is the outer part and the inner part is the medulla. So our question is saying, what is the inner part of the ovary? So the inner part is the medulla. So you can see the medulla is that inner part there where we have the blood vessels. That is the inner part of the medulla. Then where we have primary follicles there in the outer layer is what we call the cortex, and the inner part is the medulla. So the inner part of the ovary is the medulla. The correct answer for question 2 is C. Question 3. Which stage of the follicle is arrested in prophase? A. Primordial follicle, B. Primary follicle, C. Secondary follicle, D. Mature follicle, and E. Graphian follicle. So which stage of the follicle is arrested in prophase? So the correct answer for question 3 is A. Primordial follicle is arrested in prophase. So we move on to question 4. Question 4 reads, what is the cavity within a secondary follicle? What is the cavity within a secondary follicle? A. Graphian follicle, B. Theca folliculi, C. Granulosa cells, D. Zona pellucida, E. Antrum. So the cavity within a secondary follicle. So we have a follicle. So this is a follicle. Inside the follicle we have the oocyte, which is the developing gamete inside there. Then we have the cavity here. This cavity is called antrum, okay, which is formed by the follicular cells. It is called the antrum, and it contains follicular fluid. So the cavity within the secondary oocyte or the secondary A secondary follicle is called the antrum. So question 4, the correct answer is E. Let's move on to question 5. But before you do that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comment in the comment section below. Question 5. During the first week to 10 days, what is the main hormone which stimulates the growth of the follicles? A. Follicle stimulating hormone. B. Luteinizing hormone. C. Human chorionic gonadotropin. D. Estrogen. E. Progesterone. So which hormone among these stimulates the growth of the follicles? So question 5, the correct answer is follicle stimulating hormone, which is A. Follicle stimulating hormone is going to stimulate the growth of the follicles. Let's move on to question 6. Question 6. What is the female organ called where gametogenesis occurs? What is the female organ called where gametogenesis occurs? A. Oogenesis. B. Ovary. C. Ovulation. D. Oocyte. E. Ova. So what is the organ which is involved in gametogenesis called? So the organ is the ovary. Okay, so the ovary in female, the ovary is an organ which is found in female involved in the process of gametogenesis. Question 6, the correct answer is B. We move on to question 7. Which stage of the follicle is marked by the surrounding of flattened follicular cells becoming cuboidal? A. Primordial follicle. B. Primary follicle. C. Secondary follicle. D. Mature follicle. And E. Graphian follicle. So which stage of the follicle is marked by the surrounding of flattened follicular cells becoming cuboidal? So the stage is the primary follicle. Okay, so in primordial follicle, you're going to find flattened squamous cells, and then the transition from flattened to cuboidal is marked by primary follicle. So question 7, the correct answer is B. Question 8, what is ovulated? What is ovulated? A. Graphian follicle. B. Thicker follicle. Thicker folliculi. C. Granulosa cells. D. Zona pellucida. E. Antrum. So what is ovulated is the Graphian follicle. The Graphian follicle is the mature follicle which is ovulated. So question 8, the correct answer is A. Okay, so here we could see we have the mature follicle and ovulation. After the mature follicle, ovulation takes place. So what is ovulated is the mature follicle, which is also called the Graphian follicle. Question 9. What is the outer part of the ovary? What is the outer part of the ovary? A. Follicle. B. Germinal epithelium. C. Medulla. D. Tunica of Virginia. E. Cortex. So the outer part of the ovary is the cortex. The inner part is the medulla. The layers, we have the germinal epithelium, Underneath the geminoepithelium, we have the tunica albuginea, but the outer part is the cortex. So the correct answer for question 9 is E. Question 10. During pregnancy, which hormone maintains the corpus luteum? A. Follicle stimulating hormone. B. Luteinizing hormone. C. Human chorionic gonadotropin. D. Estrogen. E. Progesterone. So, which hormone maintains the corpus luteum? Question 10, the correct answer is C. HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, is responsible for maintenance of the corpus luteum. It also stimulates it to release progesterone, which helps in maintenance of pregnancy. Okay, so the correct answer for question 10 is HCG, which is C. This one helps to maintain the corpus luteum. Question 11. Which structure contains the oocyte? A. Follicle. B. Geminoepithelium. C. Medulla. D. Tunica albuginea. E. Cortex. So which structure contains the oocyte? Question 11, the correct answer is A. The follicle contains the oocyte. In the follicle, you're going to find the oocyte. Okay, so we have these follicles there in the cortex. Inside the follicles, you have the oocyte. The oocyte is inside the follicle. So the correct answer for question 11 is A. Question 12. Which follicular stage is also called an antral follicle? Which follicular stage is also called an antral follicle? A. Primordial follicle. B. Primary follicle. C. Secondary follicle. D. Mature follicle. And E. Graafian follicle. So the follicular stage, which is also called the antral stage, is the secondary follicle. So the antral stage is simply the stage where we find the antrum. So the antrum, you're going to find it in the secondary follicle and tertiary follicle. So the correct answer here is C. Secondary follicle is also called the antral follicle. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comment concerning this video in the comment section below.